6 for today's discussion, Floresville Chamber of Commerce update. So there's no chamber member here. Very well. Well, that's just about taking it. Okay, we have the market update. Chris is not here. Y'all gonna say something about it for Michelle?
No, she gave us nothing, so we'll pass on that item as well.
Very well. Item C, billboard designs.
I believe Michelle, has something out to you all. This is something that has been presented to you all in the past. I know I sat in a meeting in the past, you all were wanting to get some designs for the billboard that you all are wanting to start making use of. So there are some options that are before you all this evening. I think it's just a matter of deciding on what you would like to move forward with, so that we can look at these options on that billboard. Yeah, you all have approved to lease that billboard, it's just the design options at this point. If this is something that, out of these options that have been given to you all, is this something that you would like to select from? Are you wanting us to go back to the drawing board and come up with something different?
You wanna kinda go through them?
Sure.
Before we start, I know, last meeting or a couple meetings ago, city manager said something about a digital sign. I don't know if y'all reached out to the sign company if they do that, or, so we can just squash it if it's not an option, I guess I don't know.
I don't see any digital signage on that 37 frontage going north or south, so I really don't see them moving in that direction, so I think we just need to pull the trigger and.
Yeah.
No, I just didn't know if there was an email sent. I mean, to me, it's no big deal, it's just so they can, so it's not, if we're asked, right?
Right, yeah, no, I mean, I can do that
Yeah.
and ask, but as Angela said, I don't think there are any plans to put digital billboards out.
And then what were the terms, like when does that start? Because I know we always sponsor the Peanut Festival to make use of that billboard as well, so that we can collaborate with them on a schedule. I don't know how long they wanna run the billboard versus how long we do. So do we have like a start date when the year contract begins, or?
Just whenever we call them and say, we're ready, let's move forward.
I've personally worked with this company in the past. They're pretty flexible and easy to work with. And I've worked with Peanut Festival in the past too, whenever, and sharing that billboard with them. And they're pretty open on, design options as well. So I don't really see us having an issue moving forward as soon as the design is selected.
Thanks.
When does Peanut Festival start advertising? Their sign out there, like when?
Usually,
As soon as
what-
possible.
We try to run it at least 5 weeks before the festival. That's our target to get, and the reason being, that we don't start sooner, I guess, is because we put the headliner on there, and, so it's usually about 5 or 6 weeks before the festival.
I wanna say in the past, we always started September 1st with them, so they had September leading into October.
That sounds right.
If we have the information, we could start sooner, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
sure,
wanna do it
that'd be
as-
nice.
It's been a while since we've done it
It has
this
been a
way,
while.
but, I mean, I have done it that way, where we utilize the board that you all are renting, and we know how to do it, and it works fine, and we appreciate it.
So before you all, you have, I believe, let me see, 1, 2, 3, you have 4 different options. Your first option is a welcome home. Underneath it says Floresville, Texas. It has a small picture to the right-hand side of it, you see a family, you see, part of the peanut there, you see the water tower, and then you see a downtown building. It kind of captures, what Floresville consists of and what it's made up of. The second one is another welcome home. It has the state of Texas with the star, locating Floresville that you kind of see in our logo. The next two is just, basically I guess, drawn that attention to Floresville, hometown charm, growing with heart, and then you're almost home with just a field of blue bonnets in the background of it. If, my personal opinion, I like option one, but this is completely up to you guys at this point.
And it can be changed.
It can be changed if you want us to look at different options, or if there's something else you want to see in the design, then let us know and we can go back to the drawing board with this.
My thought is, that the board's decision, we need to get started with something. We've been talking about it for a pretty while.
Yeah, and I think this is maybe a great starting point, just to kind of get something up there, and then maybe we can roll into Peanut Festival after this, and it gives us some time to come up with a new design after that.
Yeah, and it kind of plays into the one that you're liking, since you're playing to the Peanut Festival as well as, you know, Peanut downtown, et cetera.
So Monica, this item isn't, on the agenda for action, do you need action today, or?
No,
you
so
just-
they've already approved,
It's already- okay.
yeah, they just wanted to see designs.
I'm content with the peanut.
Okay.
Just wanna put that in form of motion for y'all, or?
There's no motion.
Yeah.
We have a motion, what design?
Yeah.
No, sir, it's not an action, it's just a.
Yeah, I think you're just
Okay.
giving her direction.
Yeah,
Very well.
yeah, because you all had already approved to get the design and had approved a lease agreement on the billboard.
Okay, so you don't have to, you do not have to approve.
No,
the
we were just
actual
wanted to
design.
bring these designs back to you all to exactly to get some type of direction on which way to go with it.
And you're good with that now?
Yes, sir.
On 37 and saying.
Item D, FEC office water damage.
Yes, so I believe this may have been discussed with you all in the past, if it has not been, my apologies. I'm just kind of picking up where things were kind of left off. Those of you that are familiar with the warehouse that is here downtown, within the warehouse, there's the office where myself and Michelle are at, but then there are some offices in another corner that can be used as 2 office spaces, a meeting room, what have you. Above those offices is where the AC units are. I guess they had froze over at some point in time, and when it did that, it caused backup in the drainage system for the AC, so then it all leaked into those offices, causing water damage. I believe mold ruined the offices as well. So the prior interim executive director was directed to submit a claim through TML to see if they would cover those expenses. Because of the length of time that had lapsed since that damage occurred, TML did deny that claim.
Any questions? Very well. Moving to item 7, old business. Item 7A, consideration and possible action to approve the meeting minutes of FTC's regular meeting held on March 9th, 2026. Does that make a motion?
Are we making motions, or are we gonna do 7A, 7B together?
Very well.
That's what we normally do, right?
Yeah, it's changed up now though. 'cause
It changed that, it's single,
Yeah.
one and one.
Awesome. Then I will make the motion to
Seven B, consideration and action, or possible action to approve the meeting minutes from FEDC special meeting held March 25th, 2026.
I'll move to make the motion to approve the meeting minutes from the special meeting that was held on March 25th.
Motion by Angela. Second by Ryan, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passes 4-0, thank you. 7C, consideration and possible action on finance statement financials for March 2026. Can you go through those?
This is through March 2026, which is halfway through the fiscal year. For sales tax, we collected $662,000. This is about 47%. We are below 3%. But if you do look at the following page, year over year, so last March to this March, we are up. So hopefully that's a good trend for the rest of this fiscal year. Miscellaneous is at 96,000. That is higher than what we anticipated, but that's due to the sale of that property on business unit. Bank interest is at 42,000, a little lower, but that's what we expected, honestly. Overall, we collected $800,760. On the expense side, I'm actually just gonna go down the bottom. Overall, we are at 31% of expenditures, which is below the 50%. So expenses, you do want it below where we're at, because these are, throughout the fiscal year. So overall, we have spent $496,361, and we are in the positive $304,399. And then, of course, behind is the actual line item expenditures. So if there is a question, again, on any of these line item expenditures, I can provide that to you anytime. And then there is the checks that have been for the month of March.
Does anyone have any questions for Cindy? But you feel where we're at, you think we're flowing well, or you don't have any alarms going off?
Not at all. Not at all.
Make a motion to approve the financial statement for March 2026.
Motion by Ben. Second by Angela, all in favor, please raise your right hand. 4-0, motion passes, thank you. Item A, discussion and possible action concerning 8A, discussion and possible action to approve the facade and signage grant for finders keepers. Any citizens' comments?
To my understanding, Michelle can correct me if I'm wrong, this is something that has been presented to you already in the past. As you all are aware, you all do maintain a budget for facade and signage. This is finders keepers, and they are wanting to put up lighting over the mural that is on the front of their building. So that is what they are seeking their funding for. Mark, Michelle?
That's correct.
A matching grant, or is it
To 50%.
50%?
The total was $3,046.16, so they're asking for $1,523.08. And it's to light up that mural on the side of the building that has pretty much become a landmark mural for us.
Does anyone have any questions about this? Monica? Paperwork is y'all clear, we're good?
Yes, we have gone through the paperwork, and we do have, the copies and documents that we do need to make this application complete. In, reviewing what I have seen as far as budget-wise, I believe they are within budget to be able to accommodate this request.
I'll make a motion to approve item AA.
Motion by Ben, Second by Ryan, all in favor, please raise your right hand. 4-0, motion passes, thank you. Eight B, discussion of possible action to approve marketing and advertising the 82nd Floresville Peanut Festival held on October 6th through October 10th, 2026. Lady citizens comments.
So I know we do have, representatives from the Peanut Festival Association with us here this evening. Before we do get started, I do want to, get with Cindy, if we can get an amount on where we are as far as budget balance for our marketing and advertising. We do have, several items on the agenda, as you all have seen for this evening, that will pertain to our marketing and advertising. So I just want you all to be aware of your fund balance at this time. While she does that, we can go ahead and move forward with your presentation if you would like for Peanut Festival.
Hey, Betty.
Hi, thank you all for having us here. I'm Betty Fraser, I am a past president and I'm the sponsorship chairperson. And this is Albert Sines, he is the immediate past president. And first of all, we want to thank you all for the support that you have shown us. It has been invaluable to us to help us achieve everything that we are trying to do and with the festival. In your packet, I kind of gave an overview of what we did in the last year and what we have, some of the things that we have planned for this year. We had a great festival last year, and we ended up with an appropriate profit. We ended up in the black, and we did well. Did really well with our fundraising through the city, the county, and through you all, and then plus the fundraising efforts that we conduct throughout the year. Everything came in ahead of budget, which is good because we had some unexpected expenses, particularly related to marketing, because we had for many years had a sponsor for television commercials, which we lost last year. We didn't find out until well into the beginning of the year. So we had to scramble around and come up with some additional marketing. I know Albert worked really hard to get some television marketing put together. Of course, we always try to get as much free marketing as we can, and that takes some convincing sometimes, but we were able to do that. As we have discussed before, the primary keys to the success of the Peanut Festival and packing the crowds in are the quality of the entertainers that we book and the marketing that we conduct. And everything else is important but secondary to those main things to get the people here. And once we get them here, we know they're gonna spend money. Did you have any questions about anything in the packet or?
Betty, last year, I remember we did up y'all's deal, and I kind of upped it with the idea of attributing it to allowing you the finances to procure maybe more talent, better talent, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that was a good return on the dollar? Did y'all see that in your numbers?
Yes, and we're planning more of the same this year, particularly in the peanut patch, the FEDC property. We are upping our ante there to maximize the use of that facility.
I can speak to that a little bit more. So we really had great main stage entertainment last year, and we particularly had good entertainment for Saturday night at the Peanut Patch, which is the FEDC property. So that's been great. We have not been able to get a good return on our Friday night entertainment at the Peanut Patch. So that's something that we're really focused on this year and upping the budget for that night in particular to really give it one last go to make sure that we can make both nights successful. We believe that we can. We believe that we can do both nights successful at both we are going after a bigger headliner for that stage this year. We've already secured the contract there, so that is coming in. Now we're just finalizing our main stage entertainment for Saturday night, but we're confident that we're gonna get it done this year.
But for Friday night, this is the only stage you have, correct?
We have
No,
both-
Friday night we
Okay.
have both stages, but the
Okay.
problem has been the second stage at the FEDC property has not been successful on Friday night. So that's why we're bringing in a known headliner that we know can draw a crowd.
Will
on
draw a
Friday.
crowd.
Yeah, will draw a crowd.
And no football game on that Friday, so.
Yes,
No football game.
we're all set
Yeah,
for,
school's out, so we expect a big crowd. I think even Hope is out that day as well, no football game, so, we do expect a large attendance between both stages.
and we really need the second venue because we're landlocked, as you know, and so if we have the kind of crowd, the numbers that we want to attract concentrated in front of the one stage, it's really, problematic, so we need to make this successful and we are going to make it successful.
Deal. Anybody have any questions?
What was the, amount that we provided last year?
From memory, it was $25,000, but Cindy could tell us the whole story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was 25,000.
Yeah, and looking at the ROI from the, rooms, they're at 100% on those days for, hotel rooms occupancy, so.
Yes.
Can't beat that.
In fact, we had, one of the bands came up at the last minute and wanted more rooms for their family, and we had to book in Elmendorf. Because my first try was to, let's look within the county and see what we can find vacant within the county, and we couldn't find anything, we had to go to the edge of San Antonio.
Wow.
To get rooms, so I know everything was booked.
We need some Airbnbs in Floresville.
Yeah.
We need something, yes. And so we are requesting 30,000 this year because we do have plans and have already put some things in motion to increase our investment, on the FEDC property venue. And then also, on the marketing, we're shifting our focus a little bit on the marketing, and we're taking some away from the, radio budget and putting more to social media. I don't know if you noticed in the packet, but, during the month of October, our social media, I mean, it always blows up, but this past year, we were well over 2 million hits, in that short period of time. So, we decided to invest more in social media, and then, of course, we're still working our way into, television. We did some, streaming commercials that worked out well, and, we're able to target our demographic with that as well. And so, of course, we always try to get the free, invitation to the morning talk shows and that sort of thing. But we're really, the marketing is key, and then the product that we're offering.
You want any questions for Betty or for Howard?
I see that you're spending $4,500 on a second digital billboard, where exactly is that?
Well, the 4,500 was, actually intended for the big billboard, and now that is, that's gonna be different, because if you're offering the, use of the,
Right.
that will be something that we can spend somewhere else.
But we're looking at, some of the ones that we've considered are, if you know, like by the Alamo Dome on 37, there are some billboards there, going northbound and southbound. So there are some areas, that you can have it. Also the one here in town that's right by the gas station could be a good option as well, especially as people travel through, going through Floresville, are able to see that as well, so.
Right, and that's a good point, but I think next on the agenda, we're coming up later, we have the opportunity to speak with coffee cars and veterans, and I think maybe we can work out some agreement with them, so we're not having to spend this money.
Yeah, we saw that.
So, but you see where I'm going, like, I guess if we offer to do the 30,000, but we're already paying for the billboard, so you subtract 4,500, so if we do 25,000, like we did previously, we can then use that money, to help another organization, I guess is another way that I'm looking at it. If we stick where we're at, we're already saving you 4,500 bones, on the billboard, and I'm sure together we can work to try to cut down some of these other costs that y'all have.
I think the billboard actually was 3,500, and then we were planning for additional for the electronic, but if we can work together on that, that would
Yeah,
be
for sure.
beneficial.
Yeah, I just think that we can, you know, as Economic Development Corporation, we have a lot of organizations that reach out to us for support. And I mean, our finance director is gonna come back with a verdict here shortly to determine how much money we have to spend, because there's a lot of, I mean, we're only halfway through the fiscal year and our budget is only so tight before we have to make an amendment. And I'm sure our attorney knows more than I do, about how much we can spend, you know, budgeting wise or on promotional things, right? And so I just don't wanna put ourselves in a pickle when, you know, 2 months from now or 3 months from now, we're out of money, we're out of room, and I do support the Peanut Festival and I absolutely love it. But I think it's important that we also help these other organizations that are also trying to bring, tax dollars, I guess is the way to look at it, to the community, right?
Well, we certainly understand, and we appreciate anything and everything that you can do for us. I can tell you, whatever you give us to work with, we will make the maximum use of it, and we can do our best, as we do every year, to bring the crowds in, and
Well, it's not to say also that something may not show back up later in the year that could also give you another helping hand with, somebody came in for us or whatever. We're not going where you are either, so. I don't know how'd you do, you weren't smiling when you walked in.
It's good.
Okay.
No, we're good.
I thought you bent some kind of signs over there. Very well.
Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and really, very much appreciate the Peanut Festival, and so I think from the board's perspective is focusing on the business and development that might bring to
Correct.
the community. Visual, you know, it brings a lot of people here, obviously, and so that would, the two things fitting within the 10%, and then also the focus on the business aspect of it.
So you feel good about that?
Yes, I'm fine with that, I just think you all, it's not really me, it's really y'all, just focusing on that.
Yeah, but that worked with
Thank
good
you.
numbers, son. You would like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion, but I'm gonna make the motion to approve for the Peanut Festival, Association in the amount of $27,500, so we'll kind of meet in the middle and have a collaboration with, Coffee and Cars on that digital billboard in town.
A motion by Angela for $27,500.
I'll second it.
A second by Ryan. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? 4-0, motion passes. Thank you.
thank you all very much.
Betty, you almost got there.
I may be back.
That's it. No, you can always come back.
You know, we're not shy about that.
Very well. Item 8C, discussion of possible action to approve marketing and advertising the 82nd Annual Peanut Festival in Wilson County. Use Google Gazette full-page ad in the amount of $954. Any citizens' comments?
So as many of you are familiar with the Cooper Gazette that does come out every year, the week at the Peanut Festival, it highlights the activities and the festivities that go on, during the festival for that week. It also, highlights the court members from the royal court to the children's court. It highlights, the coronation participants from the duchesses and the dukes that participate. And any other, you know, visiting partnerships that they have. I believe that FEDC has always supported the Goober Gazette and been a sponsor of it to make this publication a success in the past. So this will be for a full-page ad that will, highlight the festivities of the week.
And that's for $954, correct?
Yes, sir.
Anything you're good with all that?
Yes, sir, it's really about those two things, if you all are good with that, if it's within your 10% and it's promoting businesses and the business development in your community, I'm good with it.
Been doing very well. I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the marketing and advertising for the Draper Gazette, full page ad at $954.
A motion by Ryan,
Second.
second by Randy, all in favor, please raise your right hand. 4-0, motion passes, thank you. 8D, discussion of possible action to approve sponsorships of the Go Wilson app. Any citizens' comments?
So I'll be honest, I never knew that there was an app called Go Wilson. Like, I have the City of Floresville app, I have everything else. I did have some time to look over the analytics of the app. From a UI experience, for the user experience, I feel it's a very busy app. There's a lot going on, it's a lot of scrolling and information. So I wish maybe some attention would be made towards the user experience on that app. And then on like video analytics, you're only hitting 20 to 50 viewers on average per video. I just didn't see a lot of ROI for local businesses. Because the chamber has an advertisement for all the businesses in town as well. So, I don't know, this app was new to me. And I lived here 19 years and now left and came back and now 10 years and I'm like, wow, there's an app.
So I know the app has, been around for a couple of years. We do have somebody from the Wilson County News who can probably explain that a little bit to you all. Now what is being presented is, in the past, the cost of it has been split between the EDC and the city. So it is $1,800. After speaking with the city, they have opted out of it, so we would only be covering our portion of it. But they have provided some information going through it, and what all it does offer. But like I said, we do have somebody here to kind of explain or go into more detail of it with you all.
And are any, like, is Lavernia, are any of those organizations part of contributing to the cost of the app as well, since they're linked on that app?
They're not linked on the app.
Oh, just the Lavernia News is.
Okay.
Hi, Jacob, Wilson County News. So the app has been around since 2018, and it has hundreds of active users per month, and over 3,496 downloads and growing. And like our folks from the peanut committee, they said that, they were spending less time on radio and more time on social media. And I just think it's one of those inevitable things in today's world. We have to get digital. We have to expand our reach into the digital world, and we've done a really good job at that with our social media. Our Facebook has 23,000 followers. We have a consistent show every Wednesday called WCN Live, which also you are able to access on the app. And one thing that's been really convenient for people is events, and even like really specific stuff like burn bans. I've seen people have gone to the Go Wilson app to seek that out, like, as a good resource. And 9 years of efficacy and exposure. It's also prime real estate exposure. Visibility inside the app as a community, if you're an advertiser. Visibility on the front page of Wilson County News as well. We also have a QR code on our front page of our Wilson County newspaper. Little QR code there, you can scan it, and it sends you to a link to download it. It's a cool way to offer the best of both worlds. Give you that option.
If I could just also give input, I'm Kristen Weaver, Wilson County News. The app is our community app, and so yeah, going back to 2018 was that partnership that we initiated with the city and FEDC. We had an app before that. That I think at that time is when we kind of relabeled it as more of that community app, going back to 2018. So it does give you the aspects of the community newspapers, community events, like you mentioned. And the city of Floresville and FEDC have had that portal through the app, throughout that time. So it's that extra, it's just like we say, you know, being part of the newspaper itself is a helpful way of reaching the community. And all of the tools, it's just another way of, providing that newspaper, the community, through events and all, so on and so forth, through the app itself. So, yeah, and it is something that we have had highlighted on the front page, of the newspaper where you can access it. Yeah, and some of the things that are promoted within the cities and the FEDC's, aspects of the app, or that you can, you know, actually get to a link of paying your water bill, you can learn about recycling. Those are the kind of the things that we honed in on for, what we thought was helpful to the users' point of view. Yeah.
In addition to looking up when the next city council meeting is, connect to the appropriate department to answer their needs, and pretty much access Floresville 24/7. Always stay up to date with, stories that are happening in the city of Floresville and Wilson County.
Monica, did you say the city is gonna opt out of it?
That's correct.
So who do y'all have to pick up the additional 1,800? You have an insurance?
We wouldn't have, I guess it would just become FEDC's, just sole FEDC, window to, I guess, you know, they hadn't actually told us that, so we're just learning that right now. And initially, that was the way that, FEDC, they took on the sponsorship of it, was to split it with the city. But the goal was providing, you know, like the city of Floresville, link point, being able to access that through the app.
So if we were to, let's say, take over the app and work in collaboration with the Wilson County News, because I'm assuming y'all are the developer of the app, then it would be tailored more towards both the paper and the EDC and events and information, or?
So that could change at any time, like the newspaper and those parts of it, that's our part in the app.
Got it,
But
okay.
the button to go to the city of Floresville, the FEDC, the Chamber of Commerce, all of that, through that would be determined by you.
Okay.
You know, what do you want people to be able to access, and, you know, that can definitely be customized, and changed, you know, like maybe you turn it more toward like, business, like you said, and, providing some of those access points to the things that you wanna make available to businesses, getting to the grants for facades and signage and those different things. You know, you could cater it and customize it differently. It is just the way that it is, that's the way it had been presented, and sort of just guided along all this time, so.
Yeah, so then we can like market the market in that app and things like that. So it's still the newspaper's app, we're just an added component within the app, so we could definitely sit and work with them to say, in our segment of the app, we would like to see A, B, and C running consistently and advertising the business, or, you know, we have a say on that app.
But y'all would be willing to work like with Angela or the board to kind of, because what I'm hearing from her to start off with, it wasn't as great as it could be, but possibly.
I see now that it's part of the WCN, I didn't know, I thought it was just all one, cause it looks like all one, you know, scrolling thing, but we can segment our piece out that says FEDC, then it'd be a good communication. We don't have an app, the city has an app.
The city has an app, but it would be a good way to get FEDC's information out there.
Makes a big difference for sure. Any questions?
And then we can definitely work on advertising that app is out there a little more, because it's a great app. I mean, I'm able to read parts of stories because I don't get the paper all the time, so.
But again, you're spot right, helping with the market, which is also a big thing.
Yeah.
Can we do, can you tie open rewards into it?
I don't think so, cause that's its own app,
You can put, like a
Can
link
promote.
or to
but
it.
yeah, link to it definitely.
Mhm.
That could be a button.
Don't we pay the city a portion of these real estate on their website?
To list what on the website?
Just, we have to pay, does EDC pay the city for use of the website?
EDC pays, Draper Designs on their own. The website is merged
website, not the app.
Correct.
I'm just
Mhm, yeah.
brainstorming, of my mind. And so if the 18, so we write a check for $1,800, what happens when the city, says, hey, we're not doing this anymore? Is the app just gonna stop being developed in a way, or is it still gonna go on? Are we at risk of writing a check for $1,800 and then things kind of just go downhill because y'all aren't gonna have the participation from the city anymore? You know what I'm saying? That's just one of my biggest concerns.
Well, no, I mean, preferentially, it'd be nice to have the 3,600 as that was part of the full, sponsorship, but so and make this something that you would appreciate and enjoy using and make it useful, so 1,800 would be adequate.
Anyone have any more questions? Make a motion? Motion to table, motion to do.
I'll make the motion to approve, the Joe Wilson app sponsorship so that we can collaborate better with the Wilson County News in making a better presence for our Economic Development Center to the community.
And that's in the amount of $1,800,
In
correct?
the amount of $1,800, yes, sir.
Motion by Angela,
Second.
second by Randy, all in favor, please raise your right hand. 4-0, motion passes, thank you. And AD is action to approve 6S management site visit and structural review fee in a total of $1,250 for the hike and bike bridge that is currently closed. Any citizens' comments? It's also known as Randy's Bridge. Monica?
So I know, in speaking with Michelle, this item came to you all at the last meeting. You all have been working with Mr. Jess Swain from 6S Engineering. Several different options have been presented to you all on doing the work that needs to be done out there. We all know that it's something that needs to be done. It's a big attraction for bikers, hikers, photo takers. So I think at this point, we just need to move forward with something. So that's why we brought it back to you all again. And looking at it, he has 3 different recommendations listed. Replace the wood deck with new wood deck, replace the wood deck with an alternative composite decking, and then replacing the wood deck with a concrete deck. If I recall correctly, I believe I sat in one of the meetings and we were wanting, or you all were wanting to kind of keep the original aesthetic of it. I don't know if that has changed or what you all plan on doing going forward. I guess at this point, we're just trying to see what we can do to move forward.
I agree with you totally, we do need to do something, and it's been hanging there for a while, so we need to make a decision before somebody gets hurt.
And this is just for the review, correct? Because Mr. Munoz mentioned something about TxDOT as well. So once we get the review, then will he be going to TxDOT?
That's what he had said,
Okay.
we just need to see what needs to be done.
I think they already did the review.
But I thought he had given those 3 presentations where he.
Yeah,
Okay.
they already did the
We
review.
just had to
I
decide
think,
what route we wanted, what y'all wanted to go, what route.
I think the $1,250 is the pay-in for the review that he already did.
Got it.
I think now, right? I mean,
So you need to pay this.
We need to.
it's,
You have to
yeah,
pay him for what he's done.
yeah, and that's what I'm curious,
I have to go.
that's what I'm confused about. I think that we owe this man a check.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well, 1250 is just services.
So then you need, okay, so then we need to approve paying this for his services.
And we're referring to AJL?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That is the item, Mr. President, that is the, item on your agenda, is basically approving that, for payment.
And has nothing to do with selecting a price structure that you're gonna move forward with, correct?
That is correct. You don't have that on your agenda yet. You certainly can review this item and put it on a future agenda.
Okay. Thank you. I think we're all clear. So, would anyone like to make a motion to approve this Wednesday?
I'll make a motion to approve the success management site visit structural review fee of $1,250.
You're just a big spender guy.
I know.
Motion by Ryan,
I'll second.
second by Angela, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passes 4-0, thank you. Let's do make a point to make sure that it is on our agenda for next time, so we can move forward with an idea of what to pursue, or what level. Pretty please. AF, discussion and possible action to approve connecting electricity to the FEDC conference room, Floresville building located at 1400 4th Street. Having citizens' comments.
I'm gonna ask that we, postpone this item, due to us not receiving the quotes back before this meeting took place this evening. Basically, what, we did have Phelps come out and look at the location. There is a service there that is being provided by Phelps already. We basically need electricians to come out and give us an estimate to connect to that service.
Okay. She's gonna table it at this time?
Yes, sir.
With your recommendation. Have a motion, please.
A motion to table the approval of connecting electricity for the conference room portable building for FEDC.
Motion by Angela,
Okay.
second by Ben, all in favor, please raise your right hand. 4-0, motion passes. Thank you. 8G, discussion and possible action to approve the Coffee Cars Veterans Car Show sponsorship for marketing and advertising of the digital billboard located in Floresville in the amount of $6,500 for 12 months. Any citizens' comments? Jessica, you got here too late, we're gonna spend all the money.
Oh, no, but good thing we're open to working with everybody.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit of background on what we've done this. First off, it was a huge learning curve. Oh my goodness, you have no idea the learning curve you gotta go through when you're working with a digital billboard. But we figured it out. This year, we worked with, FEDC, you guys are on there a lot. We worked with a lot of the small businesses that can't afford to go on the billboard and advertise like that. And they were very grateful. A lot of the downtown businesses were very grateful for being able to be out on the main drag. They said that it has increased some of their traffic, but we don't know if it's just because of that or other advertising, or we're not sure. Those small businesses such as the dessert shop and the coffee shop and a couple of barber shops and stuff like that, we didn't charge them anything. They support us during the car show. We put them up there. They weren't the big sponsors that we normally, our sponsor package, normally it's anywhere from right there, $500 to $1,000 in order to be on the billboard. And that helps offset a lot of the graphic costs and stuff like that.
But we do barter for your services.
We barter. We also partnered up with, Chamber of Commerce because Jared asked last year, he said, man, I had this idea, and it's taken a little bit to get everything worked out on that, but if you notice, Ewald is gonna be on the billboard as business of the month, and we're gonna start getting more and more of those together with the Chamber. Before we get into the PowerPoint, I just wanna say that what we're doing with the proceeds that we get from the car show last year was very successful. You can see some of the cars that were there. We had everything from Model A's to that brand new Ford, what is that, a Tremor? Yeah. So we had everything from 1927 to 2026. There's a lot of out-of-town cars, a lot of in-town cars, and everybody had a good time. We also had Rusty, what's Rusty's last name? Rusty's Dojo, Rusty Duncan's dojo, with the kids there. The comments we got on that was it was great with grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and cousins that could come out and see what the kids are learning in the dojo. And Rusty says that his sign-ups, the involvement the attention he's gotten from it is just priceless. So, this year we have a veteran-owned, wrestling company, this here in Floresville, that came to us and asked if they could do a demo and stuff. So we're getting all these entities that are coming in wanting to display. Peanut Festival is awesome. We can do these other little things with smaller businesses like this and bring them in and get the attention for those, and that's what we're about. The other thing we're doing with the proceeds is we came up with an idea that when we tell people about it, they just look at us and say, why didn't somebody else think about this? We're buying lock boxes and installing them on veterans' homes. Veterans that are paraplegic, quadriplegic, have medical conditions to where if they were to call 911, they may or may not be able to answer the door. So what does the first responders action? Kick the door down, okay? So now you have a veteran that's being taken to the hospital and his family's going, my home's over. They gotta get somebody to come in and fix the door, and that's anywhere between $500 to $1,000. We could put a $75 box on their door, put a key to the door in there. We worked it out with the area fire chief. It all goes in the 911 computer so they know where the box is, where the person is. It's their code in the box. They can do welfare checks, they can do all this stuff. For a $75 box. I mean, to me, that's easy. But the question is why didn't somebody else think about this? But we got it coordinated, and also we're working with the JROTC this year because it seems that in the past they have, a lot of their stuff has fallen in disrepair because they're a extracurricular activity. So we're gonna help them out with some money, as well. And, yeah, help their budget out. If you look on the board with our PowerPoint, I mean, that's some of the cars that were there. We go to the next slide, please. We had, partnered up with Quilts of Honor, and we donated quilts to 2 local entities, which was County Judge and our VSO, and we're looking at doing 2 more this year. And then up at the top, that's the 2 people who got the boxes. Ruben on the right and Kelly on the left. Ruben's thing is he's got a trach-in, and if that, it's called what? A stone? Okay. But when that comes out, his wife has to get a breathing bag, and she can't leave him, and then first responders have to come. Well, these 2 are the guys that kind of inspired us to do this. Kelly, if you ever meet Kelly, he's just, you guys have seen him, he's the guy that rides up and down 181 on the 3-wheel bike. He's now going to ride again for the 4th year. He's gonna ride from here to Fort Worth on that 3-wheel bike. He's had a stroke, so if you see up there, his left arm is down there. He's figured out how he can ride that bike without his feet and with just one arm, and he's bound and determined to ride at Fort Worth. But he's had a stroke, and the last stroke he had, they just about didn't get in the house to be able to help him because his wife couldn't leave him. So those are the reasons why we started this. Next slide, please. These are the businesses that we have put up on the billboard. We've got most all of them up there for people who have supported us, small businesses, and then since this was done, we have done several other ones like Froth Me and Merlin's Barbershop. So, and the dessert place, there's several of them that we've done, we just run out of room to put up there. Huh?
Frothy's on there.
Frothy? Yeah, there's Frothy. All right, next slide, please. We also donated money to the ROTC this last year. Not a whole lot, but we did donate some to them. The ROTC does come out and do our color guard. They will do our color guard again this year. And then I gotta put a plug in here for the ROTC and the American Legion. I don't know how many people go to the American Legion Memorial Ceremony, but last year what we did, we had, sounds kind of silly, we had a coffin gifted to us. And yeah, pop the heads up, huh? The ROTC, we asked them if they could do the honor ceremony for Memorial Day at the American Legion. So we have one of our members that he's an enthusiast with military vehicles, and he has this Army Jeep. It's all authentic, very authentic. We built a cover for the trailer. We put the coffin on it. We brought it from Walmart down to the American Legion. And then the ROTC took the coffin and put it on a stand that they had, and that's how we started the Memorial Day ceremony. The reaction that we got from people told us that they finally realized that Memorial Day isn't all about hamburgers and hot dogs. And we're going to do it again this year, and we've had a couple of other organizations just ask if they could be part of this celebration or memorial.
Just a small plug if we can.
Go ahead.
We are the highest county surrounding San Antonio with one of the biggest veteran populations and serving veterans, but our group just doesn't focus on veterans. We're open to anybody in the community because we like to focus on giving our veterans purpose, because we do have a trouble reintegrating back into civilian life, so we still want to serve our community with purpose, and that includes including other nonprofits in the community, the city and the county, working together and bringing everybody together to try to make that happen.
The fact that veterans like to help and serve doesn't stop the day of being discharged. Next slide, please. Oh, what the billboard cost us, last year was $6,500. We worked with Holly and those people at the billboard, and she said that this year she will go ahead and honor that same price. She's not gonna raise it on us because of what we do and what we've done. But they're kind of a sponsor of us too, because it was supposed to go up $50 a month. But she's gonna hold it at the $500 a month, for the next year for us, and hopefully she'll do it this next year, but we'll see. So that's why we're asking for the $6,500 for the billboard. Next slide. Okay, this is what I've been talking about, why it matters. It highlights what we do and gives visibility to the community. It encourages local businesses to get the patronage and people to come. Some people don't even know that they're there. It reinforces Floresville reputation as a veteran support community. It's just, we want to give back, but in order to do so, we have to advertise, and this is one of the ways that we can advertise. Any questions?
Have an ability or an organization or things to do that we can actually feel motivated to come out to, because it is hard to get us out sometimes back in the community, and this also serves the veterans and both sides of the thing. So I wanted to thank you for that.
You know, I think you'll have a great organization. Getting back to the task at hand and the sign, I think it was something that was money well spent for us when we did it a year ago. And I'm totally happy to do it again. There's a lot of non-profit, 501c3s in this community. And most of the time people come to us and ask for money to help them advertise, whether it be buying a banner or whatever it is. If they would like to advertise, let's say their golf tournament or their bingo or their casino night or whatever it is, and they create their own digital ad and send it to you, is it something that you think you can implement in the signage, a couple weeks, a month before their event, so they can also promote?
Absolutely, we did that with the JROTC with their golf tournament.
Right.
We put it up there and actually, I heard back from the two people that run that, Lori and Jason, and they said that once that went up on the sign, they got more sponsors and participation in our ROTC golf tournament. So you're absolutely correct, we can do that.
And then in return, they do our colors at the car show.
Right. But I mean, and apart from just JROTC, I think it's also a great organization, but there's a plethora of other,
Yes.
Yes.
that they also need help, because I mean, they're non-profits too. And so if we can mitigate some of their costs, maybe they come here and ask for more help, but if we can direct them to you, and then in turn you can help them, I think that's, it all helps each other, right?
It's all about taking care of the community.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you don't have to be a veteran to join, you just like cars or coffee, or kind of like that. So like
Or not have your car running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help you with that.
And I'll offer a tip on that, because there are a lot of organizations that may reach out. It could become overwhelming to where you have too many, so make a Microsoft form, make it official, so that way you have them on a rotation
We
schedule.
have a board that
Perfect.
goes through and approves each one of the
Nice.
ads. We learned that
You
the
have a
first 2
system,
months.
yeah.
Perfect.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, the digital marketing in the amount of $6,500, not a penny more, for 12 months.
Motion by Ben,
I'll second.
second by Angela, all in favor, please raise your right hand. 4-0, motion passes, thank you.
Thank you.
Eight H, discussion and possible action to approve marketing and advertising on the July 4th event held at the Floresville Event Center in the amount of $30,000. Do any citizens' comments? Monica?
The city and the 4A puts on their annual 4th of July festival. The city is requesting $30,000 for this event this year. I know in the past, they have come to you all, for sponsorship, marketing, advertising assistance. It basically covers the cost of their fireworks. In your packet, they've sent a save the date for the event that will take place on July 4th again this year. And they're requesting $30,000.
That's like double, right? From what they've requested in the past?
Yes.
So my 2 cents is, we get way more traffic at Peanut Festival, and we've awarded them 27.5. I don't see that foot traffic at our 4th of July event, but I've only been to one. I don't know, last year, I know my parents go every year, and they always say it's a great event, but I don't recall it getting that much traffic to where we did it.
Cindy, the normal deal shall go out for
I know fireworks did go up, they're not 15,000, I don't have the exact.
no, but
figure.
I saw something somewhere, and it was about, soliciting people to whatever, like, it was like the level of donation, like, the max was like 10,000 from memory, is that true?
I saw one that had, it was 30,
I don't know, we asked for a sponsorship letter or something, and this was all that was sent to us. Whenever, the last that I heard, the fireworks had gone up to 18,000 this year. That was the last I heard. I don't know anything more than
I wanna
that.
say 22, but I don't have the, yeah. I don't have the actual invoice.
Did they go they went out for bid for multiple,
Not on the fireworks, no.
can we make that a request to, like, I would say let's table this one and ask them to get some additional, that's just a lot of money.
I mean, I'm not one for my money to go on flames, but.
You know, Brian, ready to go?
Good one. I think maybe, yeah, that's, dang, $30,000.
They are planning on having inside bands and outside, like a bigger event, I know that much. I don't know what bands have been hired.
I would just like to see kind of what our money is being applied to. I mean, and I say ours like it's mine, but, we can't just say, hey, parent company, city of Floresville, write FEDC, or FEDC write a check for $30,000 without really knowing what it's being applied to. I would much like to see a representative from the event come over here and request the funds and kind of why they need them. And what was the success last year? Peanut Festival had a presentation of hotel occupancy for those specific days that the event was held. And it's gonna be hard to compare this event to the Peanut Festival, just because, you're talking about 90-something years now, or whatever it is.
That bothers y'all to just up our amount.
Not
an issue,
So it's just, You know, but I just, if we can have that, in front of us so we can make an informed decision. She acted like she was gonna say something.
So I'll make the motion to table until we get additional details and, information regarding the event and the agenda and their items that they're needing support with.
We have a motion by Angela,
I'll second it.
second by Ryan, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. It should be that it pull some stuff together with.
I wrote, yeah, you wanna know what's going on, and what's gonna apply to, how they use it.
It's so, I mean, you can't.
Just give them the peanut.
Very well, item
Well,
eight.
Use this as a
Mr.
model.
President, if, I might suggest on some of these items that maybe you get a little report back from the Peanut Festival or whoever's getting that money to show how it helped promote the expansion and development of businesses. So that will help the organization sort of show that it spent its money wisely.
Good idea, for sure. Item 8I, discussion of possible action to approve renovation of the 2 water damage offices and FEDC warehouse. Any citizens' comments? Ms. Monica.
Okay, these are the 2 offices that we spoke about earlier, with the water damage. So these are the 3 quotes we received, and I don't know how they came in, the way they did, but I'm only giving you what was given to me.
Don't shoot the messenger, right?
No. So, we told each one the exact same thing. I will say though, on, the one from Spade Construction LLC, he did not want to come into the building, he wanted us to send him pictures. So that's what we did. And that's the one that came in at $140,000.
Okay,
The one from Brown's Welding and Fabrication, he did come in and look at it, that came in at $39,000. And then, the other one from Mr. Ortiz came in at $11,400, all for the same work. Yeah. The, like I said, they all came and looked with the exception of, the spades. Spade Construction, they didn't want, they said they could not come to send the pictures.
and they all can sort of immediately, the time frame for everybody's the same.
Yes. And this is to, remove the existing drywall, remove the ceiling tiles and replace it all, this was all the water damage stuff. And replace the drywall with new drywall, redo the paint that's in there. Yeah, this is what was into.
Yeah,
I just,
And this one doesn't even, like, he gives three baseline services with no description, like,
Yeah,
I wanna know
I-
exactly what they're doing, so, yeah. And then 140 for 3 lines, yeah, that's crazy.
okay. I would entertain a motion once I get to looking at your offer. Got me stuttering now.
that's kind of the way I felt when I saw them.
Price of poker just went up.
This reminds me of getting my swimming pool. I went with this one for my swimming pool and no complaints. We drew it all on a piece of paper, we talked numbers, and it was done.
Your meeting,
I will say though, right now, we have, dehumidifiers in those offices to keep, kind of draw the moisture out, cause that's kind of the only way that dampness out of there, and to prevent the mold from growing again, so it does need to be done.
There was no, like, need for mediation of the mold, like, cause they're ripping everything out.
They're ripping everything out.
Ripping everything out
and,
and treating
but,
the
and that's by
studs.
far the better
Yes.
thing,
Okay, good.
They're,
just
yeah.
remove it.
Yeah, they would be treating the existing studs.
like to make a motion?
Where's Ortiz out of?
He's local.
And Brown is out of?
Okochee.
Mhm.
And the other is from Livonia.
I reckon we should go with the cheap one. We already spent a lot of money for that.
And, honestly, I get with our public works director, he's the one that deals with stuff like this, general contractors, so I just usually call him like, hey, I need 3 general contractors to come out and give me quotes, and this is what I got.
Well, I'll make a motion just to approve, repair for $11,400.
Have a motion by Ben,
Second.
second by Randy, all in favor, please raise your right hand. All passes 4-0. Cindy, can you get like a credit and just spending so much less money?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, when I saw that one, I was like, oh.
I thought they were reducing the whole warehouse.
That's been fixed and addressed, right?
Yes, it was
Taken
fixed
in.
and addressed then, that's been taken care of.
Repair company and a fireworks company.
It's gonna build someone in Phelps
Yeah.
building over here.
Yeah, we looked at some pricing on, we had found a quote from repairing that whole building, and it was cheaper than that,
Yeah.
So I was like, something's not right.
Very well. Item 9, executive session. Executive, Lee, do you wanna read all that?
You actually just can go all the way down to, the time is now, and read that, you don't have to read that whole block there.
Well, I love you. Lee said I only have to start here. The time is now 7:19 PM, and the board will now hold a closed executive meeting pursuant to the provisions of chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code in accordance with the authority contained in.
Yeah, can you read 9A?
9A, the board will meet in executive session pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code to deliberate about personnel matters. Personnel matters regarding the appointment and compensation of interim executive director Monica Belize. And now the time is 7:20. I was getting lazy because you told me I didn't do anything.